So recently I've been reading a lot. I've gotten really into personal growth, in particular the area of self-love. So I put together a video on my 5 top books are absolutely transformational, and let's get into it. So the first book is Plata, and this was written by Zoya, who left Lebanon to move to Canada at the age of 16. So this book is a very easy read. It's basically 200 pages of self-reflective poetry. I personally perceived it as more like observations and experiences, not poetry. But it's very easy to read. It's perfect to read by the beach or by the pool. It's very meaningful, very powerful. Next is a book called Sulfur by Mo Godat. I actually can't pronounce the second name, I'm so sorry. So he actually wrote this book from personal tragedy when he went through the loss of his son and of course was very unhappy. And he takes a mathematical and economical approach explaining the happiness equation. This book really helps to shift and change your mindset, the way that you might be looking at something and then feeling a certain way about it. Because what happens a lot of the time is we let our thoughts control us and we don't control our thoughts. That's why it's really important for us to be able to be in control of our thoughts. So the book is very part psychology, part science, and part personal quest. It's not a quick, easy read. I've read it very slowly over the course of a few months. If you're not familiar with this author, I highly, highly recommend watching his podcast on Diary CEO. There are 2 of his. If you're not bothered to read, watch the podcast. So the next book is my favorite book. It's Welcome Home, and essentially the book is about finding your authentic self and building a home in yourself before you build it in other people. So when you're in a relationship, for example, you might build a home in that person, and then when they leave, you're like, oh, my home's broken, distraught, or whatever. Really, it's about having a solid home in yourself. If someone else comes or someone else goes, you're okay with that. Not that you're never going to feel any pain. There's always pain from someone leaving, but not that you're distraught, not that you're entirely at a loss because your home isn't you, your home isn't in them. You can have a home with them, but not in them. So the next book is Master Your Love, and essentially this book basically explains that everyone has wounds on them. You can't see them obviously, but we all go through certain things in life that shape us, that perhaps instill fear in us. So for example, you might say something to someone and think it's completely fine, but it may actually impact their wound that they have for maybe a previous relationship or previous trauma or anything. And while your intentions are innocent and you don't mean any harm, you've touched a wound on them. For me, that just made me more mindful when I speak to people. The next book is actually on my TBR list. I haven't read it, but it comes highly recommended. Untethered Soul. Apparently this is really, really good book for self-awareness and self-love. I'll also put links to the books if you're interested. But yeah, that's it really. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!